It will be already President paying. You should have been the one driving the narrative. Today you have sat down, you have allowed Dr. Bawumia to take the initiative away and driving the narrative. Now, this whole thing, the Fariba is ECC candidates and for Democrat. Embra. And I would open now. You chose to disrespect that process. A very critical process, if you ask me. And about me, they are no kono. Or this is over kono. And of course, often more. And your bumpire man. And your bumpire bucratana. So, only no coach if you mammo. Your bumpire man and your bumper, your satu cratana. So, and son of the cratana could down easy. Would you also must it here? Because you don't respect the electoral process. What the president pay? Adena Ghana for Mark Rollins for 8 years. Adena Ghana for Mark for 8 years. And now with the young of 8 years nibi. 84 years now kano. Ghana for Permumpo. Oh Baba Jiwadie. And in the process you will not respect anybody. You will not respect the electoral processes. But you will get the power anyway, whether Ghanaians like it or not. And the conference are attended by. Now if you do you're students of language. Now your deep content analysis of a deal kind. Info, imams, priests, civil society organizations, CSOs. Tomorrow, CSOs na how can CSOs no? Civil society organizations. And we could be soldier for semotel. And I'm going to be near myself. And come here, and come to a binego. You can't boomer in English. We say with one swing, he has hit virtually every entity with just one swing. Now, also we are natural hypocrites. And I'm done, but the worst part of it is that I'm continue.
Yeah.
Sa aban full
or to sebe.
Oh, sebe be say
waka sebe ka o can we no use
it is sa aban full.
Yeah.
Now, oyini say anka wo your phone anka me mba program is
sharp.
Anka me so your phone
come to some
anka won to some from
very good.
It is obi ka tell say adena wo di nipa phone here. Two things. Also your phone
exactly
at the same level.
Yeah.
And that's how the crachi nipa no it na wo di lechi. How we use answer e say nipa no your phone.
Yeah.
So you have just insulted chiefs, priests, imams, omubunsa. And now they are called soldier for asra for say na muti ona you to me any action.
Omuntu abangu.
Now, if you juxtapose that with Dr. Bawumia's response, and your program, some students are in more tutorials in terms of political communication and speech writing. It's an analysis of this. If you Dr. Bawumia's response, we're not bow out, no. In as much as in your can you he was very measured in his response. And I will say, let the elections be about ideas and policies.
Good.
Let it not be about insults. Now, intino or person or debate you. Bra, you debate. You are former vice president, and I'm mainly sitting vice president. What will president pay? Maybe president pay. I say, come and let's debate. You are running away and you are insulting. And I'll say, oh, Johnny, because when you say about me, I'm the better. They beat me. We are in a global village now. Trump, Donald Trump of the US.
Yeah.
Me see Shenini kuku na. And officer Biden attack. And in the supreme interest of the Democratic Party, and now party no put 14 say I can't say Biden baby everyone What boy pa? Why be? But baby, I didn't come. Party first, the supreme interest of the party into the general change. Me and from mama, me no. Now we debate on Mukoye. All over. I dare say the current Vice President Kamala Harris beat Trump. So Trump say, "Oh, you debate in you." And you be anything that the mama so only debate for Ghana now. So you're running away from Dr. Bawumia, the Vice President, and I know we did the attempt. Just today I read that the Mahini, Nana Osade Ajimambedu. Osi Lukrewa Hoa, Chumini Dawaya Monte, and that in spite of their criticisms, they are on one level against government, you know. Mukwemi wa monitor Bawumia who say on fa attend any politics.
And me who publication.
This is the domain. And political analysts and pundits are saying that for the Domahini to pass such a verdict, and everybody knows it's very critical of this administration.
Yes.
But for him to endorse Bawumia, as it were, in terms of that particular attribute,
civility in politics.
Thank you. Decorum. And I can tell you, look, as for the economy, the economy is challenged. The economy is challenged. We know we have issues. But you see, after 32 years, 16 of the NDC, 16 of the MPP, we are moving into a new era. Philippians 3:13. You see, we are one of them. They were any other bomb by Apostle Paul and Ekaya. That I look not back at the things behind me, but I look ahead. Forging ahead to make sure say I can do what I have to do to be able to wear that crown of glory. Therefore, Oben Gogbe Nyazoli. Nantiano. Ewenim. Ewe Mutia Nantie. I will Nantia Koichiri. Gogbe Nyazoli. Nyemo Ekawanye. Yes, Nyemo Anyo. So if we take out the 32 years and we say we are starting on a clean slate, then forget it and starting on a new slate, 16, 32. It is going to be on policies and personalities. That is it. It is policy, double P principle. Policy versus the personalities that are driving the policies. It is saying Nanado and amount for a Bofuma. You see, let's look at what Bawumia is bringing in terms of policies. Let's look at what do you call it? The personality, which is the attributes. Na badaye, na humbrase, ni kasapa, ni kasade. And for me, I have said, say, the Hundipe. When the NDC in 2008 decided to take President Mills out of the prison of Jerry Rawlings, said candidate Mills, in free amount for Emisua, Omode President Rawlings, and the Shenono. Near Bawumia, ye started. We started with President Mills and as the candidate Mills,
Okay.
So now your Rawlings are dead with Yampa. Yes, Rawlings are dead by Yampa.
Yes.
Rawlings Edmund sat to so say Opeso Udina de Yampa.
Wonderful.
But Yapamucho beyond Nia Rawlings are Yamano. Your dad Rawlings are say. You're born in India. But you're the Papana, you're the president. Atamu Zankasa Ebromo. Monsonishe. Assess him who he is. So what church and Muslim, so on him Kasa. Nekasa Mumon Fansesino. Master, that is what we did. Tamana Yenuna MPP for no SRE. But at the end of the day, we won that election. Anna among for Antiasi. It's the same thing Dr. Bawumia is doing. I'm a vice president, yes. This one is in the president. I appreciate everything that he has done for me politically. But can you please assess me for who I am? These are my policies. Anything that now can say, or say, I call Estonia. I call Czechia.
some tax system.
And when people say that digitalization is not critical for the economy, I laugh. You need to build the systems to be able to move away from the past. You can't just move from the past into the future without putting in place the systems and the structures. And one of the systems that we need is this ability to move away from cash. You see, Adenta Haya, Mitiere for Adenta Haya, Nano, and the water bill abreme. 3 times Nikita Sika. Say we could share water bill no pay point no Adenta June. 3 times we call na Kwabrani Nipa Daseni any officer. Sika is on say only other jail pusui. Esi Sika mpebede. But Sika epe say the benanti.
Yeah.
But mpebede. Nti mentumi antwa do no sika no nanti e bibi fufuro
ko e bibi fufuro
you dey try me light me water no yeah. So that morning when I woke up Saturday morning and I'm really saying ujafo wa call 3 times uko ho bi ma wan hwe a 4th time e besa ye ko bi mi pension and pay ya dia ya dia man kola no uni bibi me app no wo me phone so wo dey ma mi sika no metua
wife
I'm telling you also dey ma sika metua only my man is the man is no. Within 5 minutes, we check and all the terms have paid.
You mean water bill?
Water bill,
not the light bill. Light bill, na meaning say they have the app.
Water bill.
Talking of water bill.
Ghana water bill.
Hey, opening Brahma. Also, why you do a water Ghana water
water bill.
GWSL
water
or
bill.
CL.
So wow. By Monday became reconnected. Only trade medium. Now we need to register car. We need Ghana card. So we couldn't start the process at all. It's okay Ghana card. I'm not calling Ghana card. No, see, hold
on. Okoye ni license.
No. Car. Car dealer. Garages. And Okoye registration.
Okay.
Of the vehicle.
Okay.
Of the number plate. Any road where the Nyamanyamano. Without Ghana card, they won't register. Baby, he had to go and do the Ghana card and send a 2-year registration. Now, the Pakona auto car so must have a Ghana card.
Yes, I mean,
and send a transfer. Only a transfer new.
Yeah.
After you are connecting registration of the vehicle to the Ghana card. And then now connected it to his driver's license. Yeah. So one car registration now call Ghana card abem. Una license no. Crossing dots into one human being. So kita Ghana card no. The data is there.
Everything.
Masa until US na ye kano, Estonia na ye kano, UK na ye kano. It's because these systems are in place. Those days, now people are chip. There's a 10, 15. I already bonnet. And then out of chip registration, a man phone to me in far phone any numbers. Every somebody do. A man for that throw a bone training. When you are and I'm sending a text message now. We do not know.
Yeah.
A swati because if you do it, it's very easy to track you.
Yeah.
Me, they be there. A man collabing bombing training. I just went to the police CID. There's a whole cyber crime unit funded by UNICEF as the main donor. Alco Police CID Kotesa. Cyber crime unit. At the time, it was manned by a PhD holder in the Ghana Police Service. Yeah, doctor. And now, within a few days, they had gone all the way to Pram somewhere and picked up the guy. A security or baby. After they do police headquarters, or no kutu, Pamichoy.
Wow.
Say, oh, you know, name Ma 12.
6 plus 6.
Yes, 12. It's the main fan channel. Na no or no the politics na you know. And also all you be Jineni. Back to politics. If the politics no one you be Jineni or the born training. But the police picked him up. So what the point I'm making is that the building of this digitalized system is what we need going forward as Rostow will say, to create that necessary precondition for takeoff into real growth. Without those systems and those platforms, after me digital learn nam obi bottom obi di shopping obi di abortion obi di DNC obi di man in pra obi di. But if we have these systems in place and the monies, look, the other day me launching the book. One of my mates from Legon came to the book. It had 2 mates. And now one was saying, he said, Charlie, do you know that now to get a tax clearance certificate, I just sit in my office, go onto online, and I'm able to get tax clearance certificate without any guru boys and middlemen. So you see, some of the anger in the system now is when one now who did it through those unorthodox means. The anger. Yeah. And yes, but some people personally, their benefiting. Their pain is that because of the systems that are being put in place, only one side they are even giving from very
free like that. That's a good point.
Yes.
Yes.
So the anger of some people is not because anything bad is going on. No. Rather, good things are happening, but because they cannot benefit from the good things and do their bad things, so for them they are angry. And that is human nature for you.
Yeah.
Only at the papa no ban.
Yeah.
Because in the dark no, or maybe do sumu, only high no ban. And about them say, the darkness cannot comprehend the light.
Exactly.
The darkness can never comprehend the light. But this thing that is being done is for the sake of tomorrow. Just a few limited things that I can do. But your man will be suffering man within 10 minutes. They don't be phone now. So what Dr. Bawumia's policy, major policy that I'm looking at, is transgenerational. Transgenerational. It goes beyond this generation and it cascades into future generations. And so when he says that he's interested in policy, come and let's debate the policies. And then we be at them ahimfo imams also the omo and he say we show a video no also the insert also ya bom pa ma you do sama you dey nyanyana bi ahye hokon. So if they can do it for you, why can't they do it for Bawumia?
Yeah.
Why? What is the sin in it? What is the pettiness in it? So for me, you are just being petty. You are being a petty politician. You are being a petty politician. You don't want to live above the fray. And it's worrying. As for me, as a state, as a nationalist, yes, a politician, yes, me NDC, and people when we come to the demonstration thing, I will give reference.
Okay.
People say, what's his son? And I say, what's his son? Go and check the records. As Deputy General Secretary in 2016, this same register issue, Mikoku, Tamana MPP for say Volta region register was full of Togolese. Go and check the records. I leave Accra as Deputy General Secretary because I'm from the Volta region. Go and hold press conferences in the Volta region. Say MPP produce the evidence of Togolese in the register.
Good.
Yamani Shawoto say, she did the same thing. I remember there was a forum at Alisa, VCRACCC, some crab. Respected senior statesman.
Yeah.
He was the chairperson for the event. And I was there in my capacity as a Deputy General Secretary at the time. I remember seeing people like Kwamna Japan and Macmenu there. It's the same thing that the EC did in 2016 under Charlotte Osei. That MPP, if you people say you have evidence of Togolese in the voters register in Volta region, habeas corpus, produce the body. Produce the body.
Because when you produce it, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So back to the issue of insult and something about Now, these men of God, these are being Chobia, or Philadelphia Church, whether you like it or not, he has a following.
Yes. Wakasa.
Yeah. He has a following, and he has said it plain that Obi Didi Atem are onka policies no. The son of Manu and to Abamani Pakrono. On the big issue, also big issue, religious edict that don't vote for anybody who insults. And like I said earlier on, Ohene.
But is it a good thing he said?
The priest?
Yes.
Why is he not trying to shape the moral turpitude of his followers?
Thank you.
He's trying to shape the moral turpitude of. I teach my children not to insult. When they are playing among themselves and they are insulting each other, I scream at them that is bad language. So if you are a leader and you come to the table with policies, we gave you 4.5 years. You had issues. That is why Ghanaians dropped you and brought in Anado. Obviously, Anado has issues today.
Yes.
But Anado is not going for a re-election. So he will retire into pension with his issues. In fact, just yesterday, I was at a program with President Kufuor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the Kufuor Foundation and Right of Youth with Disabilities, headed by Yemia Kabila.
Kabila,
yeah,
yes.
James Famabonfe Jr.
Yes.
They had
pictures on social media.
Exactly. They had a conversation on issues to do with disabilities in the country. And so I was invited, the Thomas Institute, and I was invited. So I shared the same platform with President Kufuor.
Wonderful.
And President Kufuor, as he sat reading his speech, said, look, 10 years ago, if anybody had told him, say, Obetina Huichemua, false prophet, and I a prophet of doom. But me, J. Kufuor, Amitina Huichemu. Long and short, no condition is permanent.
Thank you.
No condition is permanent. In fact, Boachi Ejakun, former Minister of Energy, that also a hobby. He even took it theologically. Said from the fall of Adam and Eve, since the day Adam and Eve fell in the Garden of Eden, humanity, we have been disabled or we've suffered one form of disability or the other from that time up to now, into eternity. So we all have different forms of disabilities that we are dealing with. So we should not discriminate against those are more pronounced.
Yeah.
Now the point I'm making is that, so today President Kufuor is a former president. President Rawlings is dead. My own father, boss, President Enokohe, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Forces. The Navy could not fight death on the sea. The Air Force could not fight death by air. The military could not take out death on the ground. He died, and the military buried him, gave him a military burial. Yeah, they call him.
Sharp.
So also, what did we pay? From MP to vice president to president. So if you want it again, look, one of Trump's problems is Nanukasa. In fact, his biggest problem in the US is Nanukasa.
Yeah.
To the extent that for the first time in my political experience of over 30 years, currently you have a group of people known as Republicans against Donald Trump. Democrats no yet Congress to outdoor Kamala Harris and Waltz. These very senior Republicans went to the Democrats National Congress, the DNC, stood there and said, this is about America. I am a Republican. My great-grandfather was a Republican. My father was a Republican. But because of the sake of America, I endorse Kamala Harris.
Interesting.
I endorse Waltz. We don't want Trump because Trump has destroyed what the Republican Party used to stand for. It is there that you can go and check. Republicans against Trump. There's a guy I saw yesterday since 1982. Ronald Reagan time. He has been predicting who will win the American elections.
Yeah, some old money.
Yeah. And every prediction that he puts out is spot on. And why Bisano? I see Kamala Harris is winning. And he has a set of criteria and the analysis. And 6 key points. If you're incumbent, now 6 key points. currently for Harris, 3 and I said 4 pen areno. 2 critical ones no dey enweno and abako your attributes. Okay. Very critical one is attributes.
Yeah.
And that's what Bawumia is exhibiting.
Nipano
attributes.
Suban senya kasa.
And what do you call it? Tolerance.
Yes.
In the face of provocation.
Thank you.
Tolerance in the face of provocation reflects wisdom.
Okay.
Tolerance in the face of extreme provocation reflects wisdom. And that's what Bawumia is exhibiting. Some people didn't attend and the but said Ghana for any Jinabia Mukita and SME vice president. I'm a president, Eddie. I'm a share family for Ghana for it. We need to do attend. So tolerance in the face of provocation.
Extreme provocation reflects
nothing but wisdom. Yeah.
Very profound statement. I'm happy.
Yes, tolerance. You can take it as one of your quotes.
Yes.
Like today, yes. The seat.
Yes.
18th September. With Bakwatu. Good. Tolerance in the face of extreme provocation reflects wisdom. And for a leader, that's what you need to reflect a lot of wisdom.
Yes.
And another thing President Mills kept telling me, look, Koku, in this world, not everybody will like you.
Yes.
And you too cannot like everybody.
Thank you.
But as a leader, you must have a big heart. And to accommodate
everybody.
Accommodate people.
The
person who can do the best work for you, maybe in Penasem, but so much by accommodating. Yes. And we're using the analogy of an orchestra. Also, you know you are not motor school, so you were in the orchestra. I know you've told me the story before. We did the parades of Penzance and the Mikado and 1 or 2 things we did in those good old days. And also, in the orchestra, when the orchestra is playing, the conductor has his back to the audience. Okay. It is as a music conductor, it's a choir tonima who are conducting music, which don't.
Yeah.
Because what you man say, you don't make sure say, you bet 2 million amount. Now, the other 2 days, no, on other phone,
sir.
SDA for now, to my base. No, if you have 2 days now, papa, no, I'm for. But any choir at that time, once a base now open, now. Into the say choir master, my own Jina will be known 2 days no more. At the end of the day, Osikoku, the only person who takes the bow is the conductor.
Okay.
After the music is good, the orchestra has played very well. It's only the conductor who turns round to the audience and takes the bow. Nobody shares the bow with the conductor. And so for every good leader, that's how you ought to be. Focus. Get the orchestra to play for you.
Guest Samuel Koku Anyidoho, president and founder of the NDC'S Institute. And in fact, messages and for sending me just omoni eji hon papa Ben Adolfo enenumre o hwe yan afi Kingsby Hotel ene important wo electoral area coordinator edema trouble electoral area enenumre o se o hwe jumadi no na statement and say statement me guess make here so woni age hon papa say tolerance in the face of extreme provocation reflects wisdom, nothing but wisdom. We say when you are just saying I'm sumenji. Enti a check is before you know. I'm just to wrap up on this. I'm just praying and hoping. Said Dr. Bawumia, whether John Mahama participates in the debate or not. He should go ahead and have the debate. He himself. I mean, debating who the other. So long a debate. Even if it's a monologue, the panel will be there. Let the panel. There are others. Cough for no bio and. The point I'm making is that whatever be the case, Dr. Bawumia should use to take the platform and continue to speak to us. Okay.
And tell us the things
to help. Yes, it will help.
Anyway,
yo, I'm going to go electoral commission, the NDC. I mean, wahala. Adiana per niawa monitor so far. Osha edian poti and NDC for no complaining about.
Only let me just as we went on the commercial break. I just went online.
Okay.
I'm looking at my X
Okay.
X page. This is Joy News. And they're asking a question. Is the NDC's call for a voter register re-exhibition hypocritical?
But your sign can be.
Is the NDC's call for a voter register re-exhibition hypocritical?
Okay.
This is Joy.
Okay.
Anybody can go and check. So we're calling for a re-exhibition. Now, let's start from the basics. And by the grace of God, apart from the Ghana politics and I'm here for all these years now, you know that I do some elections observer for with ECOWAS. So I've done Guinea, Benin, Nigeria, Senegal, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and in fact 2020 we did monitor and observe the Ghana local elections also. So
that's right.
You said the Janko Panda Mahama Basabasa say Ebi Kakra was our election.
That's right.
Good. Now the exhibition of the voters register only is the beginning of the transparency process.
Pacho, please, how can we follow on YouTube? We call Netu TV GH. Netu TV GH. Ade a wobetumi ade woni ade djumadi na chi. Netu TV GH. Now the net date. Emze na 19th or so.
18th.
And 18th September. Yes, and 18th September. Now we dey shame ade link no ebebro Pacho to us.
So the exhibition of the voters register is the beginning of the transparency process.
Okay.
Inti say is the voters register but to for exhibition.
Yeah.
And now ufa ho e ka say we anomalies be.
Yes.
Inti anka easy and far register na me to bontin for exhibition. Say anka we say anomalies.
Okay, so that's a strong point.
Yes.
Because easy need be to Ghana we wa hwem na we say what will be.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
So the exhibition process is part of the transparency.
Okay.
And the EC has been saying this thing since Adam.
Okay.
From Justice Ofori Boating, INEC, Odrono Mapao, Nana Odrono Mapao will take you over. Afarijan Baye, Charlotte Baye, and Najim Swabaye. Vote exhibition. Then, so you've seen something, and the EC is now saying, whatever you have seen. That is why I exhibited the register.
Yes.
Not for political parties alone.
Yes.
For individuals. To go and check if there's any problem, bring it to the EC. Because as we say in the election lingo, the Electoral Commission of Ghana is the election management body, the EMB.
Yeah.
Nobody can change it.
Okay.
No amount of street agitation will change and threats of violence and death. In fact, say Ghana boa is immediately.
Yeah.
Say now you any refugees. Na you na yasin pete na eba Ghana ebe Ghana yom headquarters because a full the dabebia so Ghana becomes the headquarters of vultures all over the world. Ubenya is nowhere. Good. So for as long as we are alive and we are thanking God for life, EC will be the election management body ad infinitum. You can't change it. The heads will change. So like I've said, from Justice Ofori to Odrono Mapao to Afarijan to Charlotte to Jim. Everyone may change it.
Yeah.
So it is only the election management body that can make any amendments to the register.
Sure.
And that easily say so we need exhibition. I'm anomalies no. And you see the pamucho for at the end and come and let's sit down. Now we joining through IPAC almost 3 years, 4 years. I'm one kasa muda ya musumbesa ko IPAC buma mokoya ubia bonsem mamuso moya ade amaba. So just go back even at IPAC and convince the other political parties.
Yes.
That this is what we have seen.
Yes.
Hold a press conference because someone call IPAC. So hold a press conference and give us the information. And we are presenting petition. The petition is a repetition of all the things that Segun Kitia has been saying on the airwaves. Yeah, and I keep saying I was his deputy for 4 years.
So you know him.
I know him very well. His level of perfidy is unparalleled.
Oka perfidy, I mean, perfidy.
is obia combination of nyachum.
Okay, hypocrisy.
Anybody.
Okay.
Say the opponent. When we also befa, any the open obeye. Very perfidious character.
Okay.
His politics is very Machiavellian. The end justifies the means.
The means.
That is very rebellion and Hitler-like mentality.
Hey,
Oh no. If people would die, people should die. He doesn't care. Say now demonstration say.
So when you were close to him, this is how you saw him.
I said,
you were.
I mean, we never fought. No, I managed to contain him. But the truth of the matter is that he couldn't send me on such missions.
On such missions because you will not do it.
I don't mean to
you are not cut for.
No. He tried once or twice. He didn't succeed. Then I have got with the president.
Yes.
Being with president. Now we are saying to our Baba Dad and we are saying politics. So I was just watching him. And that's why he's so scared of me. Oh yeah, because he can't manipulate me.
Yeah.
When you are going to manipulate you, then he can use them for these kinds of things.
They will mask-line you so that you become a bad person.
So your flag bearer, so your chairman, so your general secretary, so your national communication officer.
Or your BBR.
But back to the issue.
Yes.
And I must say, you have seen, let me just see if I can capture just one or two lines in okay, so they are saying good. I've seen it. Just indulge me. Okay. Key issues identified so far by the NDC to warrant forensic audit of the voters register. First of all, forensic audit. Forensic audit, per my understanding and per the understanding of every right-thinking person, is a type of audit. You audit financial statements to unearth wrong for criminal prosecution. That is a forensic audit. So this term that you are using is a misnomer.
Really?
It's a misnomer. Forensic audit.
Just forensic auditing the register forensically so that problems will come
so
up.
Say that you want an audit of the register. All you go using the term forensic audit. Technically, and every teaching and understanding, a forensic audit means that you are auditing financial statements to unearth wrongdoing, principally for prosecution.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to prosecute.
Easy.
Prosecute easy in which court? And who is going to do the audit? Now you're calling for ECOWAS, UN, AU, EU to come and supervise the election. Is that what is going to happen? Now let me tell you, let me read just 2-3 points. Also, key issues identified so far by the NDC to warrant the forensic audit of the register. 1. Unauthorized voter transfers. The NDC has uncovered evidence of 243,540 illegal transfers in the 2024 PVR, Provisional Voters Register, including reported transfers without the knowledge of the affected person. This raises questions about who authorized these transfers and the role of the EC officials in the process. Number 2, unidentifiable voter transfer paths. Over 15,000 cases of untraceable voter registration paths were identified, suggesting potential fraudulent registration or manipulation of the voter data, especially when 5 biometric equipment, which are laptops meant for registration of voters, were stolen from the EC headquarters under CCTV surveillance. Deletion of registered voters. Now, the point I'm making is a repetition.
So see, forensic audit, or see, key takeaways. A forensic audit is an examination and evaluation of a firm's or individual's financial records.
Oh, you are? So I'm not lying. I'm not lying. So are you going to audit the EC's financial records?
And I hold the Bakubi count for prosecution.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say during a forensic audit, an auditor seeks to derive evidence that could potentially be used in court.
Oh.
You did for?
Master, I read a lot of.
You did for?
Now, in 2020, you went to the Supreme Court. I said, Nketia, you are the principal witness for John Mahama. At the time that you misled all of us to believe that the NDC had won, and look at me pegu street ni because she tie you see me pan what kra ehwe am nkwa
yeah
the good pon for kra say ya mabusia kuse and he went into the dock now under oath. You see a small political propaganda,
yes,
and a headquarters talk,
yes,
and a street talk. But when you get into a court of competent jurisdiction, it's the evidence decree.
It's a different board.
It's the evidence decree that is in place.
You can't do the
no.
That is why it is not any idiot who can go to court.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is why the court can fine you for coming to the court with a frivolous and a vexatious matter.
Yeah.
And throw you out of the court and slap a fine on you because you come to waste the time of the court. So you went into the dock, they gave you whatever, calculator, and now calculate it. At the end of the day, I said,
so calculator.
At the end of the day, I said, say you didn't come to the court to come and challenge the results,
yeah,
but you came for the EC something. Mr. Johnson, I said, where are your figures? Mr. Johnson, could you say, where are your figures? Mr. Johnson, could you say, where are your figures? My lord, I didn't come to court with the figures. My lord, I didn't come to court with figures. After Justice Emin Yebo at the time, and arresting the case because it's about evidence.
Yes.
And you went to court with zero evidence. Zero evidence.
Yet you wasted everybody's time.
And made the whole world believe that some evil thing are taking place. It's the same thing you are doing now. You said you have done okay. If you are forensic audit of the PVR,
yeah,
the provisional voters register,
yeah,
NDC forensic audit, yes sir. It's only forensic audit no more and nobody who say
detectives or whatever.
So present your forensic audit to the Republic of Ghana. Say Jimen Sami in Cinnamon Trust your more. Hold a press conference.
Address Ghanaians. Come out with all these things.
And then friend is saying new media by what do you call it? Whatever. Projector. And means nyama. And then some more press conference. Now we project it before we seek audit. That this is what we have detected. This is what we have done. Let me just by this evening when I was running some checks at the EC, as at about 5 to 6 p.m., more than 24 hours after the demonstration, they have still not been able to present any evidence to the EC.
Oh, okay. So it confirms what I told viewers.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No evidence for. In fact, what I am now picking up from other sources, very credible sources, anything at John Mahama, demonstration. Because last minute, now on so Ebisa say mu asem ketia mu na mo se evidence bi wo ho. At one moment in Pasa. And we are coming, and it will come, and we are coming, and we are coming. And I see be two flag bearer for say Papa. 2020 saa asem ketia yi
kogu enimu ase wo court.
Kogu enimu ase Supreme Court. Feliye. Na we are nipa timi osu. Ahitofel for no.
Ahitofel.
Omo we are omo do so pa. One hwe ya wu. It is our saving ketia we. Who sa ko bi mecha ko demonstration. Are still on to produce hard evidence. Kana for fanchewo. It is Ghana. Demonstration.
So agogoko waka sempa woni bibi. Sorry say me twa one. Woni bibi. The EC in its press conference said say actually there is nothing to demonstrate about. In fact, 1 minute in person for
no problem.
Okay, just for for viewers to know say near Uncle Kokukano it may be true. Production Mr. Moa, the video now Electoral Commission EC say there is simply nothing to demonstrate about. No, I ready and patrol Muima are your opportunity.
The Commission strongly believes that the surest way to attaining a credible and robust register is not through demonstrations. There is simply nothing to demonstrate about. This is because the Commission has repeatedly requested the data on discrepancies from the NDC to no avail. We are of the view that the stance taken by the NDC will not produce a credible register. The Commission strongly believes that the surest way to attaining a credible and robust register is not through demonstrations. There is simply nothing to demonstrate about. This is because the Commission has repeatedly requested the data on discrepancies from the NDC to no avail.
Pakacho said yin chantro the seat show. Yenye bribe, yes, why yin chantro. The easy some of the two jano, it corroborates what Uncle Koku can say. Last minute, a former president obi tu ne fo say un person be gu onimu ase obe ma see don ketia san gu onimu ase say poto just as he did in the 2020 election petition na menko so wanfa evidence bi amawa menko enu tina mo ehun jo Mahama any jin na opoko agima prof mo ehun omo eye omo ni omo busuafo mo ehun omo demonstration ase no
yeah, because at the end of the day obo no mo wa mo jevo
no so
Bonnie to improve.
Thank you.
The same person that they call Bonnie.
Yes.
Because I know I said get here on the point is and funny when the point is all and funny.
Yes.
Waka.
Yeah.
Another party for yen come go street no so near no just book cry and
yes for na nyina adwen yom say bibi for Ghana.
No wa John Mahama nkasa aka in 2016. And America say some X message now kind at the beginning. And I'm saying from a governance perspective, because I'm a governance expert and a policy analyst. Mintis and Anado are defending EC. Mintis and Anado are defending EC. Stephen Intim and Korea, they have led the EC to manage their own affairs.
And they are campaigning.
They are on the ground campaigning.
The grounds campaigning. The villages campaigning.
They don't care about the EC. Roads are somewhere I can say, look, the last time near Kambifa Yagbakubori.
Yes.
Hospital. No?
Yes.
Overseas. I'm now Yusuf.
Yes.
Sports Minister constituency.
Yes.
After I left, send an amount for program.
Okay.
Later on, somebody called me and said, Koku, that Yagba place you're talking about, today, our first now road. The catch was the same thing from overseas. Okay. You can't access it through Wale. You can only access it through upper east. You have to go through Paga, go through Sandema, the Bulsa area to be able to connect to overseas.
And overseas and from the way you are talking, it looks like connecting through Wale is the shortest.
It's the shortest. Today they say you can connect.
Wow.
Then from that same overseas to Damongo, through Makango, you see a new brand new road.
And you say Mayan Kanukre. What's Mayan Kanukre?
And I'm giving you the names of the villages.
Yes.
Now they say if you are from where I think it's Cheponi area, you don't have to come to Wale Junction to connect to Bolga again. They've cut a new fresh road. If you come through the Cheponi area, you can just connect through somewhere, then they'll be somewhere. You are done to a border.
And you think the people who have lived there for all these years, and how would they cast their ballot?
Finance Minister, the constituency,
yes.
The same person, he says he's a businessman in the northern region. And if you see the road networks that have taken place, even in the Bimbila that's the Kokoba area.
Yeah.
Namimba, Bimbula area. Connecting to Yendi. Or see the kind of roads that have been constructed in the whole northern enclave is unbelievable.
Yeah. But actually, Mummy, Asenso, a statement.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So when the people are on the ground campaigning,
yes,
and that is what is doing, that is what is changing the grounds for them. You see, because first now, I'm out for grateful for a number of reasons.
Yes.
Justifiably so. But as they go around campaigning, and people are now pointing to specifics, and they're not, it is making a difference for them.
Sharp.
And I said, me, I'm a campaign strategist.
Yeah.
Mahama and his boys may not believe it.
Yes.
And that's up to them. But I am. Those who believe it, believe it. Those who consult me, far and near, for me to help them with strategy, and we know what we do politically to be able to reach out to the people. And so if you are here and you are trying to rabble rouse in Accra, and the people are on the ground, and the people are connecting to them on the ground,
saying that Omani Moayedi. So you think Omani Moayedi?
Omani Moayedi, which is true.
It's true.
But don't forget, say Mahama Basabasa.
Thank you.
That is why you are the person who should be staying on policy more than anybody else. But if you think you're going to come and mislead people, that they should go on to Mahama Basabasa 2016, say, oh, they shouldn't mind time and now with propaganda. Ama EC, no. That the EC is very robust. Nobody can pump with the register. Send me a register and sit, you know. Obian to me family sanka. Brother, and it's true. Even Rawlings, address those times. I'm now using BVR.
Yeah.
Me biometric register. So after 8 years of Rawlings, President Kufuor won. Rawlings could not rig the 2000 elections.
Yes.
Could he rig?
He couldn't.
Only soldier. And then Mahama, every soldier force only two abandoned. Rawlings aimed to me and rigged 2000 elections now. President Kufuor went to me and rigged 2008 elections now. We John Mahama, we now this a lot of say you couldn't rig 2016 election.
You lost the biggest margin.
So where from the logic that because President Kufuor appointed Jim Mensah is going to rig the 2024 elections? Why are we doing that? Let me go back to the history.
Yeah.
Rawlings who appointed Afarijan could not rig the 2000 elections. The same Afarijan stayed. President Kufuor could not manipulate Afarijan. So MPP lost 2008. You, John Mahama, you brought Charlotte Osei for 2016. You couldn't manipulate her.
It didn't work.
No, please.
It didn't work.
All I'm saying is that you couldn't rig. So Nanado won. In fact, in your case, say you do soon come and some Charlotte Osei actually announce the official results. Before the announcement of the official results, you had declared yourself loser. So if President Akufo-Addo has appointed Jim Mensah and have done what you call in statistics the trend analysis, why are you now trying to say that daily Jim Mensah has the capacity to rig the 2024 elections?
When you have said that the Ghana's Electoral Commission, the system has inherent, safeguards
and checks and balances,
his own words. And so we should allow the PC to the EC to do its own work.
So if there's some history of rigging and incumbents never losing an election, then you have a point. Yes. But we have this history, this cycle of incumbents losing, and
that's why Ameka said it didn't work, because probably he attempted. Well, yes, I don't see exactly. Probably he attempted, and it may not have worked.
I mean, that is fair. That is fair deduction.
Yes.
Because we don't really and it is how
you and I were not there.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't see, and now that's what we are saying. And at the time I was going from the business that is it being hypocritical? And I'm saying Anyidoho, I have not changed. In 2016, as Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, I took this same principled position in the supreme interest of the Republic of Ghana. MPP for NLS here said Volta region to police for any good register. The records are there, go and check. I was in the Volta region asking, where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? The EC also followed that same route. So today, if
they provided evidence.
Today, so if today I've taken the same principled position, that where is the evidence? It's not because I hate John Mahama.
No.
It's not because I dislike the NDC.
It's a matter of principles.
Matter of principles.
Yeah.
And it is principles that make us human beings.
Yeah.
Principles that make us human beings. Leaders will come and go. But it's the principles that define us. And the person I worked for closely the most, President Mills, was a highly principled person. 2004, and now you feel say you really Jake Nakupon fan the crime see your press conference who sent to and now you NDC for at the time President Mills Fire Street no so. I see people, I need you people alive. I am not going to I'm not going to become president on the drop of a drop of blood. I don't need it. Let them take it. If it is God's will, let them put on the pair. 4 years in the between Ghana for the Bemame. Some commission GDN faith and now war our system the moon. 2008 Ghana for the man. No sweat. So all we are saying is that President John Mahama, we beg you, and Johnson Kojo Asebinki, we beg you people, if you people have the evidence, help the EC to help Ghanaians.
Yes.
We are begging you.
Yes.
If you have the evidence, help the EC to help Ghanaians to rectify the thing. The EC says, because the issue of dead people, baby Ajimensati, any baby other EC officials tea. Only say we say Obusheniaka baby. Now you deal register anymore. EC baby.
Yeah.
Say Obushano and for death certificate. Uncle Dan EC. Say Asimesi away Obushia. Maybe 30 years, 40 years. Not to about a police station RRY. But now we okay baby. Into election akwati ya pamucho. We redeem free register anymore. How would the EC be able to know that 10,000 people are dead in the Republic of Ghana? Maybe with the digitalization systems that are being put in place now, maybe in the not too distant future, once you sync the data, so once death and birth registry certifies that somebody is dead, it can sync through Ghana card and sync to EC data. Then they are not there yet.
Yes.
It is possible that in the not too distant future we will get there. It is very possible.
And on that note, I want to propose to ECOWAS. You know, the Ghana card that Ghana we have. Also, the argument is that on our electoral roll, Nigerians will move, Togolese will move near the. I'm sure, say other West Africa countries also a year, sir. Card EB, and then eventually the whole data is put on one system. Now say what we are Nigerian, now we buy a Ghana card, not Nigeria for your modern work. Yeah, the same one you will be exposed.
I agree with him.
Yes, but I know your future.
And then again, it takes the commitment, tenacity, willpower of governments.
Yes, various governments
to be able to implement this card system.
Yeah.
Look at Nigeria.
Yeah.
100 and something million people.
And easy. Over 200.
The time we started was Zamfara, Edu Anambra, Edu Lagos, Edu Abuja. Even
but it is possible.
Very possible.
Yeah, it is.
But even the Ghana one.
Yeah.
Only before God and man, didn't my own people protest the Ghana card?
In fact, your then General Secretary today, National Chamber, kicked against it. It is not. Ma NDC phone correct. Meanwhile, when he made that statement, he and his family had gotten the Ghana card. We NDC in our show. This is a typical example. And I said, look at Yaka say Ghana card in Yano. Sata mo no ono wakoje Ghana card. And I take you for granted inti or bejina simple so ka say mama nkoye Ghana card. You see?
So his own is that he won't give proper education and enlightenment to the people. It is either ethnic politics, tribal politics, religious politics, very divisive politics. That's a syndicate here for you. No, that don't go for everyone. No. I'm telling you. They say, Maka, I'm saying, Minka Hada, Minkana, Yabanya, 2016, NDC, MPP for Ewini. Mahama Basabasa. Yeah, conflict meeting, first executive committee meeting. Sometime na Delta Force le other group no. Invisible forces no. Omo tracy ma je say omo baya omo tuja. Yeah, committee first meeting Tuesday. Convent
meeting functional
executive committee meeting say Tuesday this year. BS for hodom no. And I said, yes, when you call. Hello.
Oh, yes, send your way you call.
Hello. And I saw you through meeting. I said, Oba. Yet, I said, to the car.
5 minutes more.
Yeah. Yet, I said, to the car was your coffee.
Are they?
I can't go for this. Some visible forces need better forces. Or only few what you got. One pump them. Now this son. Also me. Son Colada. Yeah. Instead say catch no
this man is dangerous. How can I say do me tell them we are dangerous.
Look. Oh, come on.
What's going on?
I'm telling you. So on that was just
this year.
Just General Secretary, how you do it? General, no.
Wow.
I'll be catching and say, look, colleagues, the way these Delta forces and invisible forces are functioning in these early days of Another's victory, today's fake meeting, let's close and go home so that we all avoid the darkness because we're not too sure what they can do. That is a leader. That is a leader.
Yes.
Honestly, you are telling us that look, let's just call the meeting off. We can regroup the next day, but let nobody drive in the night.
Yeah.
Leadership, honesty, integrity, truthfulness. I won't get it from myself.
It can conform to two gumuswa.
Yes. That is what he does. Oh, you are not catch it. Say, when muna mutu abama mukuni ana mama mukuni na manu na ya me you nti ni mutu na mama set for.
Okay, so in the event say EC what the EC is requesting for NDC for some woman to me and for
you see already
yeah
I've just read
the EC has timelines. Yes,
and I've just read to you the question that Joy FM is posing,
and it's a very good question.
So by so very soon that is where that so we call this framing.
Yes,
in media studies this is framing. So Joy FM is framing a certain mindset.
Yeah,
I'm sure Metu will do the same thing.
Yeah.
Other stations are going to follow. By the time we enter next week, some of them are a 7-day ultimatum.
Yeah.
So the EC is also waiting. 7 days later, next week Tuesday or so, 24th. Some of the demonstration there now.
Yeah.
17th. By 24th, it will be 1 week.
Yeah.
Mona mama EC ultimatum. Young Ghana for so yeah mama ultimatum.
You use some own timeline.
The same timeline.
Yeah.
What's that get here?
Yes.
So the Mahama they want Kobe. Into this juncture. Only one present petition there. Yeah. I said we get a present petition.
Yeah.
They don't know them. By 24th, they should give us they should prove it to us. If they don't prove it to us, that is it. There is no
just as they did in court. They didn't have any
that one when
any DAB and normal proof.
That's what
yes. Because some will prove now yes, it means that they have done a useless job. Electoral system,
and that's what the EC is saying, that you have done some good job. Bring the evidence. Let's all sit down and clean up this register. But this is probably rousing and trying to kick up storm because your mama Nakasa say a political party strategy. Saying they lose.
It's an old trick.
It's an old trick in the book. If you know you're going to lose, you start doing it, attack the referee.
Yes.
So that when it's over, you have lost.
Yes.
You can get your supporters to now move in on the referee.
To reduce the credibility of the referee.
To football now, time your boss have football now, it will be referees, tax this one. I know politics no more. But these days, in this day, it will be a referee. Either they ban your stadium or they catch the people and prosecute you.
Yeah.
So we have moved away from that type of politics. That type of Dubelian politics is not going to work. So now you are giving an ultimatum. We are giving you an ultimatum. You see, because at the end of the day, if the elections will be run in December.
Yeah.
If they think that all of us are going to sit down for them to put innocent people into the streets, it won't happen. I can assure them,
yes,
in the name of God and in my duty as a nationalist, as an intercessor for this nation, because I am an intercessor for this nation. I'm a nation builder. When I went to the theology, the seminary, it was me and my calling from God.
Yeah.
Just like the day that God called Saul on his way to Damascus, and he heard a certain voice. So for me, what I'm doing now, yes, NDC is my mother party. I said, they cannot sack me.
But
But before God and man, you see, when you take the national anthem, God and the starting anthem, no, God bless our homeland Ghana, and we continue. If you go to the pledge, God and the end, so help me God. We cannot be calling on that God and be killing the spirit of the nation.
Thank you.
It won't work.
It won't work.
No.
Short one. Should I ask you this? 2024, one